Okay, Seth Moulton. What is his chances at being president of the United States? He was in the armed forces. He is a decorated member of the armed forces. He is in Congress. And he was on Rachel the other night. And she questioned him like she was president of the Nancy Pelosi fan club. She was really after him about that. They spent the whole first segment talking about that. Because apparently he made a lot of women voter mad. Because he challenged Nancy Pelosi's leadership. And was forced to concede the challenge. And this just goes to show you how far Justice Democrats, from what I've learned, because mind you, I'm just me. I don't really go through with the whole titles, but there's like corporate Democrats, moderate Democrats, liberal Democrats, Justice Democrats, which are progressives by nickname, I think. And from what I've heard is like Obama's a corporate Democrat. He would be Obama and Pelosi or corporate Democrats. The moderate Democrats are like the Cory Bookers. They lean both ways. You know, they can be very liberal or they can be very establishment. So I think establishment Democrats is the word instead of corporate. But corporate Democrats and the establishment is the nickname for corporate Democrats, and progressives is the nickname for Justice Democrats. I believe. I might have got that twisted, but anyway. So you got the corporate Democrats would be Obama and Pelosi. The the moderates are the Cory Bookers and the Kamala Harrises. The liberals are the Elizabeth Warrens. And your progressives are the Bernie Sanders. And so Bernie Sanders and the AOC and the Seth Moulton person. They, not Bernie Sanders, but the progressive Democrats or the Justice Democrats challenged the leadership, challenged Nancy Pelosi. They wanted her out because, and let's face it, not only are a lot of the programs that people depend on being affected by Republicans, but they're being affected by some Democrats as well, because they remain complacent. So they wanted her out because she was not very helpful when it came to Medicare for all. She was actually an obstructionist. So they want her out of there. And so in challenging her, he earned himself a bit of a bad reputation as daring to challenge his own party. That's how John McCain got the nickname of the Maverick, because he challenged his own party. So well, I don't know if that's how he got the name, but they kept calling him that because of that. So, Seth Moulton. How is he going to do? What are his chances? And I will say, because I don't know him from Adam. I've never heard his name until today. But Rachel really just went after him. And it annoyed me a little bit. Because I'm thinking, this is that important to you? But I guess it was really a big deal. So, oh well, here we are. 4 ones. The big house on the hill, is that what you want? So let's see what your chances are at getting it. Death. Death. The house on the hill. Death crosses. This means change, mind you. Page of Wands. There's news on the way, so if you can crawl out from under this Nancy Pelosi thing, then you might do all right. The Magician. He is not a fool. This is a person who was in active combat, so politicians are the least of his opponents, but, you know, fighting a terrorist is not the same as fighting a corrupt system, so you may have to throw up some magic you've never had to use before, but he is elected to Congress, so he knows how to do political games. So he's got some talents that he's going to have to reach in his bag and use. And if that means doing a complete press conference in your combat uniform, or what you call it, fatigues, then do it. 6 of Wands. So, you have a really good chance of being nominated for sure. Believe it or not. Celebrated person. The news brings the celebrated person. But none of this is predictive because, mind you, we are 19 Democrats in right now, apparently. 7 of Pentacles. Patience and waiting. Yeah, I think this is just the beginning for him. Starbucks guy may drop out. Booker may drop out. I think Kamala's going all the way to the end. Biden is still trying to flip a coin whether or not he's going to run. But this guy, I mean, like him, love him, hate him, or leave him, but this guy's got a chance. He really does. Buttigieg has got a chance. Yang has got a chance. So he's got some contenders. Now, mind you, I love the Democratic playing field every year because not only are they all contenders, but I feel comfortable knowing that if at least one of them gets in, they're not the most horrible, horrific person. Like, I don't want President Mitt Romney. If I had President Mitt Romney, I could sort of deal with it because he's corporate to the core. He is 100% pro-corporation. But we know where he's coming from. He wants to make rich people money. Poor people poor. Okay, we fought that fight for the past 100 years. He is not a Russian agent. This is different. So I would be more comfortable with a Mitt Romney than I would all the rest, the Chris Christies. And Chris Christie is just as disgusting as Trump is with the whole Bridgegate thing. So, but the Democrat playing field, I never really feel uncomfortable with any of them. So there is the fear. Balance. I always sort of rush to the balance meaning, but I don't get that. I get that he fears the system. But I didn't get the Hierophant. But it's like, I think with the Hierophant is more of a traditional system. So the government as it is now, the Justice card is more of a fair or not fair. It's more of a, this is, say the Hierophant is the government and the Justice is the DNC. So he fears fairness and balance. That's what he fears. That's what I get. What are his hopes? Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. So he thinks that if he can build momentum, keep the pace, he'll make it to the finish line. In his environment, the Seven of Swords. Again, with the Magician, he's going to have to pull out some tricks. This is his strategy card. I always wonder, it's a bit of, I get the feeling of like sleight of hand, even though the Magician is supposed to be the trickster, but so is the Seven of Swords. It's also a trick card, because I always look, there's a couple of cards I have that have this sort of circus tent set up in the back, like you would be performing some sort of tricks. Like, watch me make the swords disappear, meanwhile he has them all under this shawl. So he's got some tricks. He's got some tricks for y'all. Behind the scenes, Four of Swords. Let's get another word for that. Four of Swords. Because that's my retreat card. Retreat and relaxation, and none of that makes sense. So, focus. Yeah. Which is what you would do if you was to sort of retreat and regroup. Is focus. So there's a strategy. It just indicates he has a strategy. Again, with his hopes card, is the slow and steady wins the race. So he's got a laser eye focus on this. Like, this shouldn't be come as a surprise, because this is a person who was in the armed forces. Not only was he in the armed forces, but he was decorated. So this is a person who knows how to envision something, plan it, carry through. Envision, plan, carry through. Envision, plan, carry through. He's bringing that to this job. He's already in Senate or Congress, one of those, or the House. But he's got his rule book. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he can and cannot do. Word of warning: don't tire yourself out. But like I said, slow and steady wins the race. I don't think this is going to be much of a problem for him, but it's kind of one of those, and by the way, just so you're aware, don't be in this position. The soldier battle weary. How ironic. Three of Cups. That's your word of solace. Even though, like Rachel went on her little rant about Nancy Pelosi, I still think you have some support, a lot of it, among women. She said you didn't, or no, I won't say she said that. She implied that there were a lot of women mad at you, but that's not completely true. You will win people over. There's your Ace of Cups. So you have the typical politician coming up from behind cards right now. Like you're trying to gain momentum, you're trying to gain trust, you're trying to gain these type of things. The World. Completion. Three of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. And the Sun. Fundraising isn't a problem. You are known. And there are money partnerships standing behind you, just waiting on you to say whether you were not running for president, and you are now. So your desires are met with the Nine of Cups. And the Sun is your confirmation. Under the World, there is the Bond, the Two of Cups. Under the Money is the Three of Wands, playing off the ground. All you needed was for it to be financed, and now it is. Nine of Cups. And then there's the Fool. Thus begins your journey. And the Sun and the Work card. Eight of Pentacles. You have a really good chance. The Hermit. Searching for answers. Two of Pentacles is the card of balancing in that chaotic environment, which is under the money, and the Three of Wands with the plan being off the ground. So this is you on the campaign trail. Under the Fool is the Chariot. Moving forward, moving on, self-discipline. The Wheel of Fortune. This is the turning of the tides. This is a natural transition. Fate, inevitability. Ace of Pentacles. He'd be good for a job at the VA. Not to say he wouldn't be good as president, but he cares about soldiers in a different kind of way. And I think he would be really good there. Just by the way. The Ace of Pentacles under the World, so there is more money coming in, especially if you do get the nominee. The DNC is going to like that because they like money. Ten of Cups, there's your DNC card right there. Underneath your plan off the ground, Ten of Wands is your burden. Remember your word of warning. So at the end of it all, or it's because this is your journey into running for president, there's a lot of hard work and burden. But this is also the card of self-discipline and then the card of hard work. So I don't think you shy from hard work. So there you go. I don't know what your sign is, but there is the King of Swords in the end. I don't personally think you'll be president, but you will have a cabinet position if you want it. Is what I'm feeling. But it's too early to tell. No one's even dropped out yet. So Seth Moulton, that's what it looks like for your chances. I think he's got pretty good chances, actually.